I've got some eggs. What shall we do with the eggs? So we've got some bread soaking in a couple of eggs. Ideally, there'd be some vanilla and some cinnamon in that, but I didn't have any vanilla or cinnamon. We are going to whack some chocolate into the eggy bread before it cooks to make an eggy bread chocolate sandwich. And then for a little trick, I'm going to do something with the icing sugar to make the outside go nice and crispy. I hope it will go nice and crispy anyway. We don't know until we've filmed it. The icing sugar is a little trick, as I say. We've got a knob of butter in the pan, ready to melt. I might as well put the gas on now, because the egg has been soaking up the bread. Lovely, it's gone nice and gooey. You want it to soak up. Use any bread, any chocolate you want. As per usual, there's no rules. And then basically what you do is you get some chocolate, any of your chocolate, and you put it onto the bread, because you're going to make a chocolate sandwich, and this should all melt and go gooey and oozy when it goes into the pan. Then you make it into the sandwich like that, with all the egg on it, and we will get this put into the frying pan when the butter melts. So the sandwich is going into the pan, sort of a medium-high heat. You don't want it to burn, you don't want it to cook too quickly. There it goes in the pan. Get rid of that. I've got it on sort of a medium-high heat, as I say, until it starts getting nice and crispy on one side. Then we're going to flip it over onto the other. Right, so the sandwich has been cooked on one side, and this is a little trick that I've stolen off of someone. I haven't got one of them little sieves, but if you sprinkle a bit of icing sugar onto one side, it makes all the outside go crispy, so it gives you a bit of a crunch as you bite down into it. Now obviously that's not going to melt now, so I will flip it again, and I might put some on the other side, so it's going to make it a bit sweet, it's going to make it crunchy, but I don't want it to burn, so because it's icing sugar, it will burn quite quickly. So once that other side's cooked, we'll get this flipped over. You literally only need about 30 seconds or so. You can see the smoke coming from the icing sugar that I've spilt. It will only need 30 seconds or so on the icing sugar to give the outside a bit of a crunch. So I'll flip one icing sugar over. I am going to double it up, and I'm going to flip it over onto this side. You'll probably get the smell of burnt sugar, almost caramelised in the pan. It would definitely have been easier with one of them little tea strainer sieves, but I haven't got one. I'm going to flip it straight away though. And then that little crust should give you a nice crunch when you bite down into it. I'm going to turn the heat off, and then we'll get it out the pan, we'll cut it in half, and then we'll have a little taste. Right, so the sandwich is out the pan. You can hear how crispy it is. I'm going to see if that chocolate has gone gooey in the middle. It feels like it has. It feels like it's gone gooey and melty. Let's have it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's just oozing chocolate. I'm going to move this camera and have a little taste. So here's our gooey mess, ready for tasting. If anything, I would say I've probably put a bit too much chocolate in that. Is there such thing as too much chocolate? The outside really feels nice with the crust from that icing sugar. I don't often have French bread, eggy bread, whatever you want to call it. But that addition of the chocolate does make it a little bit extra special. You can experiment with this any way, shape or form you wanted to. You do need the cinnamon, I think, and the vanilla in the egg. Like I said, I didn't have any. But you could put any chocolate in that, really. You wanted your favourite chocolate. Surprise someone with it. And I'm saying you can't have too much chocolate. It is becoming a mess, so there probably is too much chocolate in there. I could have put half the amount. I didn't realise how oozy and gooey it would go. However, that's not to its detriment. It's very, very nice. Give these things a try. Because if you don't try it, you don't know if you like it.